What's up guys, DrFeelGood here, back again with another video prescription. And today I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch and its first 6 months on the market. That's right. At this point, the Switch has essentially been on the market for approximately 6 months. And I have to say, I'm one happy ass gamer, man. I have thoroughly enjoyed my Switch. I really and truly have. I don't think I've ever played any gaming console at all this much within the first 6 months. And that could be attributed to the fact that no other consoles had so many blockbuster games available within the first 6 months. But that's neither here nor there. This console has been amazing and continues to do so, and I have no doubt it will continue doing so. I really can't say anything bad about this console. I really cannot. When I look at how much time I invested in games from Breath of the Wild even up to the recent released Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I've had a great time. I've invested many hours into the console. So is my wife. I can honestly say I've had one hell of a blast, and I'm looking forward to the near and distant future with this console. But let me just go over some of the reasons, some of the things I've noticed with the Switch. Good things. To start, the Switch has tons of games across virtually all genres. That's right. I don't care what your cup of tea is. Shooter, action adventure, retro or classic, sports, RPG, RTS. The Switch has a game for you, if not multiple. It really does. Whether you are a handheld gamer or a home console gamer, the Switch has something for both of you. I have to tell you that that's a great thing. I've enjoyed playing my games at home, in the bedroom, in handheld mode, the bathroom, the living room on my television, in a park. Yes, I have played in the park. The movie theater, before a movie starts, in-laws' house, friend's house, party, doesn't matter. In the car, I played there. There's no greater feeling than knowing that I don't have to stop my gaming progress because I leave my home. But back to the point, has a ton of games across virtually every single genre in gaming. The best thing about the Switch, to me, one of the best things, is that it literally averages one or more major titles every month, and it has done so since launch. I mean, at launch we had Breath of the Wild, which you still have a few naysayers considering that to be the only major title upon the launch of the Switch, but that's not true. Super Bomberman R was also a major title. 1-2 Switch was a major title. Even Snipper Clips to me was a major title. I own all those games. Yeah. I'm just saying, people. Even at launch, there was plenty to play. And you look at the slew of digital games that are released over the months, the last 6 months, with the Neo Geo Arcade and the retro games, even some of the newer games. The Switch has had plenty to play. There have been many games on it. But as far as major releases, Breath of the Wild, Bomberman R, and 1-2 Switch were available in March at launch. In April, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I think we also got Has Been Heroes. It's not really a major title, some consider, but it was a game that was available physically. In May, we got, I believe, Disgaea 5 and Ultra Street Fighter 2. Those are major titles. June, of course, we got the new IP ARMS. July saw the release of Splatoon 2. And in August, we got Sonic Mania as well as Mario Rabbids. So, you think about it, and those are not just the only games. These are just the ones I can think about that have garnered a lot of attention, and I can think of off the top of my head. But still, there's a lot of games, one every month since release, essentially. And more are coming. That's a pretty good pace they got going on. Next up, and I mean, with that said, the Switch makes it very, very tempting to double dip on any current or upcoming port. I thought about buying Lego City Undercover again because it's just the temptation to be able to play it no matter where I go. It's not even, I mean, I have the game on Wii U. I already beat the game. I love the game, but I thought about buying it again. I really did. But I haven't. Rayman Legends, we know that the truly definitive edition is on the Wii U. Inside and out. The Switch, it plays two different ways. It's played one way while it's docked, another way when it's undocked. But still, it's a great port. I may not purchase it. More than likely I won't. But I've considered it. I have considered double dipping. I really have. And no, I don't just have Nintendo consoles. I have a PS4 Slim and an Xbox One S. So I can buy these games on those consoles as well, but I prefer not. But it's very, very tempting to double dip on a lot of the ports and multi-platform titles. Now, there are some things I think could make the Switch a better console. No console is perfect. Let's get that out there. The PS4 isn't perfect. The PS4 Pro isn't perfect. Even the Xbox One X won't be perfect. But I give the Switch far more credit than I give any one of those consoles. But there are things I think can make the Switch a little bit better and a little more convenient. And no, neither one of them include anything remotely related to power. That's right. Here are the things I would like to see added to the Switch. Would it be a patch, update, or whatever? I would like, and I hope, Nintendo patches in the ability to add friends of friends, or at least follow them. Although I would be more than content with the way things are now. You see what I did there? Listen, I would like the ability to add friends of friends, or at least be allowed to follow them. But I am more than content with the way it is now. Because, to be honest, I don't think I want somebody I barely know, but they are a friend on my list, to go through my list of however many friends and just start adding people. That's annoying. So I can see why the feature's not there, which is one of the reasons why I say I will be content without it. But I think it'd be cool to at least follow. I mean, there are some Splatoon players out there that are not on my friends list, but they're friends of friends, and I would like to play with them when my friends are not online, you know? And I know some of you are thinking, well, you know, just go to your recent players list. You don't always think to do that. You don't. What else? I mentioned the variety of games earlier. And in mentioning that, I think Nintendo needs to, since the eShop has grown so much since the Switch launched, it is time for a little organization. Perhaps more categories and or filters similar to the Wii U. Yeah, I know, a dead console, right? But even at this point, the Wii U is my most supported console of all time, so there you have it. But the Wii U had categories in the eShop such as exclusives, discounted games. You can choose a genre, your retro classics, demos, etc. It's time the Switch got those same categories of filters. It would help. Now, let me just say, I don't want the Switch's UI to be cluttered, heavy, and slow. I love how light and fast it is. I love it. But having a few categories here and there won't hurt it, at least not too much. Not to my understanding, but I could be wrong. The next thing. It would be nice if the dock had a battery indicator. Here's why I say that. There's been times I've been in my in-laws' house. I played the Switch till it got down to like maybe 25%, and of course I keep a charger with me and things. But then sometimes we just pick up and go, head back home, and I put the Switch in the dock, and I don't know if it's charging or not. I don't know that. It only has a single indicator light right now, and that just lets you know when it's outputting the display on the television. That's it. You can also attribute that to being a power light, because if it's in the dock and you turn it on, that light comes on regardless. But even still, to me, it needs some type of indicator like to let you know that it's charging, or if you put it back in the dock, to tell you what the battery level is at. Maybe you have red for low, yellow for medium, and green light means either high or full. I think that would be great. But I do think that would be a nice thing to have for the dock itself. All right, going back to the UI. I'm ready for the UI to have different themes and or organization options. Nothing too resource intensive. But here, let me elaborate on that. Maybe I want my icons to be lined up vertically. Because right now, as you all know, everything on the Switch is horizontal. You have to scroll left and right. What if I want them to be vertical? Maybe I want collapsible folders and or menus. Having collapsible folders would be great. You put your games in one, your physical games, I don't know, you can put your apps in another, games in another, just various things, but it would be great. Similar to what the Wii U and 3DS had going on. I still want it to be simple and not resource intensive, because to me, performance is more important than all the looks and fluff. But just a little more flair, I don't think it would hurt. And once again, this is not something I have to have. I don't think this is a need. It would just make it more convenient. I will be perfectly content if we never got that. I wouldn't start hating my system because it's behind the times when it comes to themes. Like some people do. Or at least they like to bitch about it. Moving on. Let's see here. I would very much like a unified and or a universal account system, meaning I can have, my personal Nintendo account loaded onto multiple Switches. This is something many people have mentioned, argued for, and complained about. And I can agree to a certain extent. I really can. If my wife and I, right now we only have one Switch. We have no issues sharing. Sharing is caring. But let's say she got her own Switch, which she plans to do. And let's say one day they're laying side by side. I accidentally grab hers. And I start playing. I go to my little shelf. I pull out Breath of the Wild to put in there. And I start playing. Well, when I boot up the Switch, I will hope that my account is on there as well. Or at least I'll be able to have it on there. I would like that. Now I know some complications will arise because of that due to Nintendo wanting to make the device very secure, but I will hope that's something they plan on doing. Because the Switch, unlike a typical gaming console, it's a very, very personal device. It's personal like an iPad. The parents have theirs, the kids have theirs, whatever. Every person pretty much is going to have their own. So I think it does need to have its own. Now, I think it does need to allow your ID to be saved on multiple Switches. Now, of course, I can't have my wife pick my profile on her Switch and I pick my profile on my own Switch and we play Splatoon online together. I know that cannot be allowed. I know. But I'm just simply saying it would be nice if I could do that, and maybe there's some cloud game saving that's done there. I'm not going to get into all the particulars of how I think that should work, but I would hope that would be the case. I really and truly do. What else? Oh, let's go back to something that's hardware related. I wish the NFC reader on the Switch was more powerful. Here's why I say this. With the Wii U, I was able to scan in my amiibo without ever taking them out of the packaging. That was a very powerful NFC reader. Now, of course, I did perform a little surgery on the packaging by removing what was necessary to allow the signal to get through, but they're still in their original packaging. I didn't move the amiibo on the inside, nothing to that effect. But I was able to sit that box, that packaging, on top of the Wii U gamepad, right above the NFC, and it was scanning. But even on the Switch, when I set that same package on top of the right Joy-Con analog stick, it won't scan it. I literally have to sit an amiibo almost directly onto the analog stick on the right Joy-Con. That wasn't the case with the Wii U. And even more so on a Pro controller for the Switch. Yeah, I had to actually open up a few of my packages, my amiibo, to be able to use them for Breath of the Wild. Kinda sucks. I have like over 50 of them and I had to open about 15. But yeah, just to use them I had to do that. There was no other way around it because it's not as powerful, at least to me. What else? Here's a very, very small complaint that I have. But I do think it is necessary. And I do think it definitely would not hurt. It's still very convenient for us in the company. But have you guys noticed that games on the Switch, whether it be digital or physical, especially the physical, they don't come with instruction manuals on the inside of the case? They don't. None whatsoever. Now, the Wii U alleviated this by providing digital instruction manuals built into the software itself. So in the Wii U, when you hit your home button, it will pull up the menu of the game, and you will have a button that says manual, and it would be outlined just like you would see in an actual paper instruction manual booklet. That was so cool. And it was actually interactive. You could tap on page 10, it would jump to page 10, you can see what was on there. It was great. None of the Switch games seem to support this, and I think that's very odd. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I've been gaming for over 30 years, but I can definitely tell you, I love reading instruction manuals, especially when I'm having trouble with something or I don't know how to do something. And games don't always, a game's tutorial does not always tell you how to do every single thing, or is not always clear. But I find it odd that this is something the Wii U had at launch, yet the Switch does not. No, I'm not becoming one of those people that, well, you know, this is a standard. It's not a standard. It's a preference, and it's actually a feature that the Wii U had that I loved. So to me, I really do think that they should bring that back, patch it in, whatever. The Switch case, it already has nothing in it. I think even when I opened one of my, I think it was Bomberman or something, it just basically gave you a controller outline of how to use the controller in different modes or whatever, or what each button is for. That was it. It contained nothing else. And I'm thinking, people need something. Not every developer is going to put a worthwhile tutorial into a game. So yeah, just those are my little gripes. And as you can see, there's nothing too serious. I'm very, very happy with the console. These are just minor improvements. And did you notice I didn't say anything about voice chat? It was intentional because it's not a complaint that I have. Truly, it is not. I didn't mention the app because I actually like the app. I don't really see an issue with it. It's not perfect. Yeah. I don't bitch about meaningless stuff. The Switch is what it is, and I love it. But anyway, those are my thoughts regarding the Switch's first 6 months. I'm extremely happy. I'm about to go get on some more of this Mario Rabbids. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and as I always say, keep it gaming.